Hi there, Jen Beyrle of the Oregonian, joined by Tyson, Alger, and we're here in Eugene where the Ducks just wrapped up their 7th spring ball practice out of 15. They just recently held a scrimmage where the defense won by 1 point. Tyson, does it surprise you that the defense is a little bit ahead of the offense right now?
You know, initially you would think so because this is a defense that has a new defensive coordinator. They are installing a new scheme, and they are losing pieces like DeForest Buckner or Joe Walker and so on and so forth. But Brady Hoke has really kind of installed just a really rushed intensity, do everything 110% mentality here so far this spring. So it's not really surprising from that aspect. And then also you have to take into account the offensive line has lost several starters from last year. You have a new center that's working in there. You have a new quarterback that's working in there. And I know on the offensive line, they are trying to work a lot of those new pieces in there after losing guys like Tyler Johnstone last year. So I know Coach Greatwood wasn't really happy with the way the offensive line has been playing yet. And, we were asking him about, you do have a new quarterback and all those sort of things. And he said he doesn't care about any of those other positions. He's not watching them. He just doesn't like what he's seen out of the line so far. And that's something that they really kind of need to keep going forward with. But I know on the defensive end, a lot of the players are really thrilled about the 4-3 so far. They really like the passion that Coach Hoke has brought. And then if you look at the secondary, that young unit that had so many struggles last year, all those guys are battle tested now. So it's a unit that is maybe a step ahead here so far in the spring.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about the offense a little bit. If it's like any other Ducks teams in recent past, they have a lot of talent in the backfield.
Right.
Do you have any idea of kind of where they're putting all of those bits and pieces right now?
So the one main constant of this camp is the Ducks know who they have at running back. Royce Freeman is an all-league, potentially all-American talent coming into the season. Nothing's going to change there. We had asked Coach Campbell if he thought that Royce was going to be going after LeMike's records this year, and he said LeMike told him, don't give him the ball too much this season. But the guys behind that, you have guys like Kenai Benoit, Tony Brooks-James, Taj Griffin, and we asked kind of like what the pecking order between those guys is, and all of them kind of offer different little aspects. Kenai is almost like a little bit like Royce. He's big. Tony Brooks-James is fast, and Taj Griffin can kind of play that slot position, which is actually what you're seeing a lot of this spring. You're seeing a lot of Tony Brooks-James and Taj Griffin playing out of that slot, kind of a multi-purpose position. And Coach Campbell said he wasn't a huge fan of that because he wants all his running backs playing running back, but he understands that those guys are multi-talented and can kind of fill gaps in the receiver position. So expect to see a lot of those guys coming out of the slot this fall.
Now, we haven't caught up since Oregon basketball star Dwayne Benjamin had his short little stint here with the football team. Do you kind of have an idea why that didn't work out and why he wants to continue pursuing basketball now?
Well, first of all, I think him choosing to pursue basketball was probably the right decision. I don't think he's going to be an NBA player, but he's very talented and has enough talent to go make quite a bit of money overseas somewhere. I think he has an offer to go play in China and whatnot. And so I think what happened with Dwayne Benjamin is he kind of got out in front of himself. He got excited. He wanted to play football. He came out for a day. He practiced once. But then I think, he maybe had some talks with some people and realized that it's probably not the best for his basketball future if he's out here playing football. You could obviously get hurt. He said that wasn't his concern. But, if you have a sure thing on one side and a maybe thing on the other, you might as well go with the sure thing. But it certainly made for some interesting fodder here in the second week, last week of spring. So
yes, some entertainment during spring ball.
Right. Much needed.
All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.